When Jesus ascends the mountain and begins the Sermon on the Mount, the scene recalls Moses ascending Mount Sinai and returning to the people with the law. But Jesus does more than repeat the commandments, he fulfills them. Seated on the mountain as the true teacher, he speaks with divine authority, revealing not merely rules but the heart of the new law of grace, opening before us the path of authentic missionary discipleship. He begins with the Beatitudes, often described as a spiritual portrait of Christ or even his interior biography. Every Beatitude is lived perfectly in him. At first glance, they appear paradoxical. They bless poverty, meekness, mercy, purity of heart, and even suffering. These values run counter to much of what the world celebrates. Yet the word beata means happiness. Far from denying joy, the Beatitudes reveal the true path to fulfillment in this life and the next. They remind us that God's economy is radically different from the world's and that lasting happiness is found not in self-assertion but in surrender to God. Today's responsorial psalm echoes the first Beatitude. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The poor in spirit are those who recognize their complete dependence on God. They come before him not with hands that grasp or cling, but with hands open to receive and to give. They understand that every gift, every talent, and every success ultimately comes from the Lord. As we reflected last week, the kingdom of heaven is not merely a future destination, it is the living reign of God in our daily lives. To be poor in spirit, then, means to live each day aware that God is actively guiding, providing, and shaping our journey toward salvation. It means recognizing his providence in both blessings and trials and trusting that nothing in our lives is outside his loving care. With this mindset, life becomes a series of providential encounters. We begin to see every relationship, every interruption, every opportunity, and every challenge as a part of God's plan. We learn to ask in each moment, what is my Heavenly Father asking me to give or to receive right now? In this way, humility becomes not a burden, but a source of peace and freedom. The world prizes independence, control, and self-sufficiency. The gospel invites us instead into joyful dependence on God. Where the world seeks power, Christ teaches meekness. Where the world seeks security and possessions, Christ offers security and trust. In the economy of God, surrender becomes freedom, trust becomes peace, and humility becomes the doorway to true greatness. As a spiritual exercise this week, choose one beatitude and strive to live it intentionally and concretely. In doing so, you will imitate Christ and take another step along the path to true happiness, holiness, and the fullness of life in him.